It's time we talked about the worst watches of 2023. Let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Yes, today I'm going to reveal the worst watches I've reviewed in 2023, from big brands to small brands. And I know some of you guys out there can be quite sensitive when it comes to someone bashing a watch that you own. And all I can say in the nicest possible way,
toughen up, snowflake.
Yes, remember, this is just my opinion. And at the end of the day, you buy what you like. And if you like what I don't, well, that's great. All watches I'm showing off today, I've reviewed on this channel. And I will not be talking about any watches I haven't handled in my hands. So sit back,
buckle up,
and let's talk about the load of rubbish I've reviewed this year. Are you worst watches ready? Let's go. So I thought I'd do this in like an award ceremony, do you know what I mean? And the first award up for grabs is They're Taking the Award. And we've got to go to the start of the year when I reviewed a Timex that really was taking the piss. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave you the Timex Command Encounter, and after encountering it, you very quickly realized, what? That's a G-Shock. Completely blatant by Timex. They took a GA2100 and a DW5600, merged them together, put shock on the front of it, which looks like the same typeface as a G-Shock, and they charged us more money than a G-Shock for it. From the parallelogram screen to the needle on the left. This is blatantly the dial of the Casio. Even though this watch on Timex's website was £130, we still only had mineral glass. There wasn't solar poweredness. The only reason why anyone would buy this watch is if someone's mum left their dad to be with a G-Shock. Therefore, I can understand why you wouldn't choose a G-Shock. But that is the only reason. This watch had to be called out for what it was, a complete rip-off. And for anyone that did buy this watch, well done. You got yourself a winner. Thanks to G-Shock. When it comes to taking the pee, I've got to talk about this Hamilton Jazzmaster Performer. There's only one watch you think of when you look at those ringed subdials, and that is obviously a Daytona from a little brand called Rolex. There was also some weird things going on with this watch. It is a Hamilton, but it is a £2,000 Hamilton. The case diameter was 42mm, which wasn't bad, but it's the 15mm thickness and the 51mm lug to lug that I had a problem with. First of all, because of the movement, it's a Valjoux, but it's a Valjoux that can't really do a date complication unless you use this miniature petrol can to push a nub in on the side of the case. But with the lug to lug being over 50mm, it ruled my 6.5-inch wrist out. But for Hamilton to have made such a big watch, they made male end links, which made the lug to lug even bigger and made it around 56mm. So in order to wear it and be comfortable, you'd have to be Yokozuna from the WWF, or that dude in Marvel that has the golden gauntlet.
Hell yeah.
Ridiculously too big. And I guess this is one of those watches that highlights Swatch Group just lifting the prices just a bit too much. If you've got £2,000 to spend on this Hamilton, crikey, you've got money to burn. The next award is quite exclusive to this one watch, and it is the Nobody Was Asking for This Watch award. Now, over the past 2 years, the watch market has been flooded with integrated bracelet sports watches. There hasn't been a bigger culprit than Tissot with their PRX, bringing it out in different sizes and different dial variations, to the point where Tissot should basically change their name to PRX. However, just when we thought we had enough of integrated bracelet watches, Tissot brought out another PRX, and it was a digital one. A watch nobody was after, nobody was looking for, and after seeing it, not many people want. And basically, it just highlights the value Tissot put in this integrated bracelet and case. Yes, it has sapphire glass. Yes, it has a pretty decent backlight, but who really wanted this watch?
Me!
Shut up, you. Next up, we have the What Were You Thinking award. Now, Casio G-Shock really do like to push the boundaries sometimes. Sometimes they push those boundaries too much, and a lot of people end up thinking, what the f? And they don't come more boundary pushed than this 40th anniversary special gemstone G-Shock. Yes, as stated before, this looks like a packet of Haribo sweets that someone has put on a barbecue and just left to melt. And it is proof that you can turn an already beautifully designed G-Shock watch into a god-awful mess. These precious stone editions that came out to celebrate the 40th anniversary have slowly gone down in price lately, probably because no one's buying them. But if you did buy one, well done. Certainly a statement piece, but I can't see me ever wearing it.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Next up is the I Shouldn't Have Bothered award. And I'm sorry, I've got to talk about Invicta, because this year was the first time I got to review a Pro Diver, a watch that has been praised and lauded for many, many years as a great gateway and starter watch for all you watch enthusiasts. Unfortunately, what I did find out is that Invicta's QC right now has gone... If you watch this channel enough, you know I love a bezel action. Well, after taking this watch out the box, the bezel on this watch was stiffer than a stiff man's stiff bits. It was tight. Tight enough that it hurt my little fingers. The other thing that I found out is that Invicta cheapened out on the movement in the display caseback because they no longer give you the yellow rotor in that automatic NH35. It is literally an off-the-shelf NH35 plonked in the back, screwed in, and there is an exhibition window, but it's not the Invicta I thought it would be. Anyway, this coupled with the fact the loom was poor. Yes, I didn't pay a lot of money for this watch, but I was expecting a little bit more. Another watch I wish I didn't review was a re-release of a Casio. I know it's Casio. Why wouldn't I love it? But this year, Casio brought out the LF20W, a reissue of a watch from the 80s. This one had been highly anticipated from a lot of Casio enthusiasts. And when I took it out of the box, I just sort of went, ugh, because it looked like it had been made at the cheapest level possible. It had the most blandest and cheapest strap, but the worst thing about it was the screen. I have never bought a Casio where when you look face onto it, it fades away. And the only way to see it clear was if you had it at an angle. Surely that's the wrong way round. Now, I have bought a lot of budget Casios this year and the years before, and I have never had a screen look that faded straight on as I did this one. That was poor Casio. This is where it could get controversial. And remember, I'm not talking about your kids or your wife. But the last award is called the Big Letdown. Watches that have been highly anticipated by me, only for me to think, ugh, what a letdown. Now, I have been trying so hard for the last 3-4 years to get into an Omega. Now, after reviewing the 300 Professional, which I thought was a bit too blingy, bit too showy, I thought the Omega for me would be the 357, the reinterpretation of the first Seamaster 300 back in 1957. But I just didn't get on with it. From the thickness of the case, to the blinginess of the bracelet, and the fact that Omega can't make a decent bezel action. Give us a refined bezel action, would you, Omega? Do I have to talk about the Tudor Black Bay 58 again? Do I? But anyway, this watch just didn't have the soul I was wanting it to have. And my quest to find a decent Omega continues. So there you go, there are my worst watches of 2023. Remember, my opinion, and I'd love to know your opinion, your worst watches of 2023, which are forgettable, which are overhyped, and which you never want to see again. Look out for the next show because that will be our best of 23, and I've got some absolute beauties. Thank you for watching till the end. Click here if you want to join the Mad Watch Collector channel. Go down here if you want to see some merch. We all have a mug, but if I've got you for a few more minutes, click this one. Oh, this is sensational. Go on, click it, click it, click it.